So it's a bunch of bullshit. But like I said before, they know what they're doing.
Floyd Mayweather has got a lot to say ever since he caught wind of the upcoming Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul mega fight, and his recent reaction to Tyson's leaked training footage has sent the entire fight world into a frenzy. As much as we'd all like to see Mike back in the ring, his recent training footage has fans concerned for him, including Pretty Boy Mayweather. I've got a lot to say about this one, because even as Mike Tyson's biggest fan, I believe that the upcoming fight is a terrible idea. Here's the thing, even the world's biggest champions get old and lose their spark in the ring. Father Time doesn't spare anyone, not even Mike Tyson. He's pushing 60 for goodness sake, so is stepping into a ring a good idea for him? Well, Floyd doesn't think so, and neither do I. Don't get me wrong, Mike looked impressive as hell in most of his training videos. I mean, take a look yourself. Footage of Mike's training. That scary pad work must be sending Paul into a cold sweat. Come on, you gotta give it to Mike. Even at 57, he's training like the champion he once was. He's putting in the work and taking this fight seriously. His left hook looks just as brutal as it used to back in the day, and boxing fans are gushing over it. Here's the problem though. Another leaked video of Mike's training just resurfaced, and it has the entire boxing world concerned for the legend, especially Floyd Mayweather. The footage clearly shows Mike struggling on the machine, but it's important to note that this isn't a regular treadmill. A 57-year-old dude struggling in the gym doesn't come as a shock, but if that dude is expected to step into a ring in 2 months, things can get dirty. Now, I'm sure you know that Floyd's all for exhibition boxing. It's safe to say that he pretty much invented this new era of boxing. But even he believes that there's a limit to who steps into the ring, and a 57-year-old fighting a 27-year-old is nothing but absurd. I don't know about you guys, but I agree with him. Floyd and Mike have had their ups and downs. While Money Mayweather has paid the boxing legend respect numerous times, he's considered himself to be greater at times too. I guess you can rule their back and forths out as friendly trash talk, but this time Floyd is serious. He believes that Mike should stay out of the ring for good, as fighting again can cause some serious damage, and he's right. There's a lot to consider when you're boxing after the age of 50. You not only become slow and sluggish, but you're also more prone to injuries, and once Father Time catches up with you, you don't heal as easily. Plus, let's not forget that Tyson hasn't had pro content since June 2005, when he lost to Ireland's Kevin McBride. I know what you're thinking, and yes, he did face fellow great Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition bout back in November 2020. But it's been 4 years since that too. It's about time the consequences of Mike's boxing career start catching up to him in the form of health issues. And as a pro boxer himself, Floyd knows that these health concerns are no jokes. This clearly doesn't mean that Floyd thinks Jake will hurt Iron Mike. Simon asked anyone with common sense who's most likely to hurt the other in Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Mike might be old now, but he's still the beast he once was. And taking down a newbie influencer boxer will be child's play for him. But the big question is, should he even be putting his body through all this intensive training to fight a YouTuber? Is it even worth it? Take it from me, this fight will prove nothing for Mike. He's going to go into the ring and knock out Jake Paul with ease, and no one's even going to be surprised because we all saw it coming. Jake is out there learning boxing techniques that Mike invented. It's crystal clear who the bigger man here is. Floyd Mayweather is putting Jake on a blast for fighting Mike. Not only is it a dirty move for him to fight a champion past his prime, but Floyd also believes that it's a big mistake. Yeah, Jake is signing up for humiliation because Mike is going to tear him down. People on social media have made their feelings clear about his pro fight against Paul as they slammed the YouTuber turned boxer for facing the 57-year-old. One ex-user wrote, "He is an old man and I hope he doesn't get hurt." Against Roy Jones, they were both old, but he was about to fight a young, strong man. Even if it is an exhibition, the punches still hit. A second pleaded, "Oh my goodness, please cancel the fight." A third added, "Please stop this fight, I don't want to see it anymore." And finally, a fourth wrote, "He's so done, Jake Paul should be ashamed." Things have gotten even more serious after Mike's recent medical emergency. Get this, over the weekend, Mike Tyson had a health scare during a flight that was crossing the country. According to reports, Tyson experienced nausea and dizziness because an ulcer flare-up was bothering him. Think about it. If a flight can cause the boxing legend a medical emergency, one can only imagine what a boxing match can do. At 57, he shouldn't be putting his body through half the training he is. The crazy part? He's doing all this to fight Jake Paul. Not Tyson Fury, not Floyd Mayweather, but Jake Paul. Make it make sense, cause this bout is nothing but a mismatch. Mike broke his silence on the medical scare as he wrote on X. "Now feeling 100% even though I don't need to be to beat Jake Paul. Nothing can make Iron Mike reevaluate his decision to fight Paul because he is a man of his word and he delivers what he promises. However, Floyd still believes that Mike and Jake should both give this terrible matchup some second thoughts. Even former UFC fighter Chael Sonnen shared his 2 cents on the upcoming bout and labeled it illegal. Speaking about Paul's situation where he would want Tyson to be able to fight after the ulcer flare-up, the American gangster highlighted that the former Disney star could not hold back against his opponent because
it's a crime. You cannot hold back. You cannot go to the second round if you can get him out in the first. You cannot go to the fourth round if you can get him in the second. That's illegal. It's game dog.
He referenced the Mayweather-McGregor bout where people thought Mayweather was carrying the former UFC champion because of how much time it took for Mayweather to beat McGregor. I'm sure you remember what we saw in the epic Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight. Floyd was dragging the bout when you and I both know he could have knocked out Conor way earlier than he did, and Chael's right, that's illegal. Fans don't want that. We want true fights, we want close fights. While Floyd was concerned for Mike's health, he didn't really worry about him getting hurt by Jake. On the other hand, Sonnen believes that Jake can do some serious damage. He thinks that Tyson is putting his reputation on the line. Yeah, Sonnen claims besides the medical emergency, Paul's got the youth advantage and Jake's got more pounds than Tyson. So this is a massive, courageous moment by Mike, Sonnen added. However, one needs to consider the possibility that Mike indeed is feeling better and the medical emergency was an unfortunate mishap. Now I don't fear for Mike Tyson when he steps into the ring with Jake Paul because, no offense, but it's Jake Paul. Mike has been dominating the sport even before the guy was born. Plus, let's not forget that Paul's new to this. He hasn't been doing this ever since he was a child. This guy was making YouTube videos and starring in Disney shows. Let's be honest, you and I both could have never imagined him fighting Mike Tyson, not even in our wildest dreams. And I don't know about you, but all I can see this bout as is a young Jake Paul taking advantage of an old Mike Tyson. But I hate to break it to him, he still doesn't stand a chance. All my hate for Jake Paul aside, I'll give it to him. He's rising in the game with an impressive 9-0 record, but who has he even fought to reach Mike's level? The only pro boxer the YouTuber has fought is Tommy Fury, and even Tommy isn't considered a legitimate boxer yet. He has no world titles, and he's no Tyson Fury. So stepping into the ring with Tommy didn't do much for Jake. Other than that, he's fought retired NBA players and MMA stars. So, you get what I mean when I say Jake doesn't deserve to step into the same ring as Mike Tyson. On top of that, he's claiming to beat the boxing legend, and he claims to be 100% sure of it. I don't know about you, but claiming to beat a champion way past his prime doesn't seem impressive to me. As excited as I am to see Mike grace a ring again after all these years, I was totally okay with him retiring for good. There's nothing left for him to prove in the ring. He's already got a legendary career, and he called it quits after accomplishing everything he possibly could. There's not much he will prove after sending Jake Paul crashing onto the canvas, because no offense, but he's Jake Paul. He couldn't prove himself against Tommy Fury, and this is freaking Mike Tyson we're talking about here. I agree with Floyd and advise Mike to stay out of the sport. He retired a legend and nothing can change that. Do you agree with Floyd Mayweather? Make sure to let me know in the comments. I guess we'll all have to wait and see Jake Paul get humbled at the AT&T Stadium on July 20th, 2024.